Okay, moving on to look at the other types of triads. You'll know that from your theory that there are 4 different types of triad: major, minor, diminished and augmented. And it's good to look at how close these things are to each other and how the different notes of the chords transform from one to the other if you're moving from major to minor. So for instance, by now you should be familiar with all the major triads. So a G triad, first inversion, should be straightforward enough. So you can maybe see that that's the top part of the big G bar chord. So you should be able to play all those inversions of G major fluently up and down the fingerboard. And then you can transform that to minor by lowering the third. And that's a crucial point, that you must know that it's 3rd, 5th root on and where the notes of the parts of the chord are in every shape. So the third gets flattened to become minor. And then you can either invert that shape by going from flat 3rd to 5th to root, 5th to root to 3rd, root to 3rd to 5th, and creating shapes. Or another way to look at that is to look at how that changes from major to minor. And all those things help you make connections between chords. If you're reading a chord chart or making up a part or something like that, you can see connections. So go through the same process with the minor triad. Get really familiar with 1, then move it around the circle of fifths, and so on. And then try and move around the circle of fifths, changing chord but staying roughly in the same position, which will probably progress you up the fingerboard. So G minor, C minor, F minor, B flat minor, etc. and so on. And that's a kind of good method for getting familiar with the minor triad. We'll look at the other 2 triads in another video, but the major and minor ones obviously make up the vast majority of the kind of chords that you would play, certainly in pop music, and obviously because those triads are parts of other chords. So the 2 triads that make up a 7th chord, like a major 7th chord, is a major triad with a minor triad on top. There's a major triad on the bottom and a minor triad on the top. So they have kind of multiple uses. So we'll get into that later.